I'm at G.
And if it's new, wild, or just plain dumb,
We on it 24/7, 365. Politics,
we react.
street news,
We react.
celebrity dramas, alien babies, Donald Trump dropping tariffs, sneezing in 4K.
On them.
Be on that.
We're on it.
100.
My key.
My G. Yeah, something new. I'm going to react.
This ain't your mama's reaction channel.
Give it to you raw. No bluff. No filter.
Laugh with me.
Argue with me, and I'll argue back. That's what I do best. And we're back. This is my key.
This is my G.
And together we're my key and G.
Woo! Today we're talking about age gap relationships again. This is another couple, and we're gonna see how they do their relationship.
Let's go.
The age difference is 30 years between us, exactly. But we seem to love everything that's the same. I realized that maybe I do want to have a child. It's complicated.
Are you going to cause a pregnancy? That's the stretch.
So I had a mild fender bender traffic crash, and the funny thing is I don't know, I think I have a thing for a man in uniform. I was totally thinking, oh my gosh, I wonder if the officer's gonna be really cute. And Larry, he popped out of the car and I was like, oh, well, he's cute, but like he's a little too old for me. And we just had to keep in contact for the police report, and I just fell.
Okay.
I got a ticket.
So, hold on a second.
Hey.
So they met at a fender bender, but like, just first off, what are your thoughts on this? Like, just looking at them.
My first thought was like, I think she was trying to figure out a way to get out of the ticket.
You think so?
I mean, she didn't get a ticket, but she was kind of figuring like cops make her nervous. And uniform was turning her on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And so Larry just happened to be there on the right time with the right uniform on. And then he's a winner. Winner goes to Larry.
I think so too. I think that like she may have just found the uniform attractive, and that she was really into that aspect. She might not have found his physical cute wise. Like, I think that she definitely found maybe his demeanor cute, or because it had to have been the whole aspect. It can't just have been just Larry showed up and
wow. It wasn't a wowzer here. It was more of a oh, I can do this.
Really, it started out with a bunch of calls and texts, and we got really close really fast. There was no stopping it. Once it happened, there was no stopping it. And boom, here we are.
You got stuck with me.
I know. Yeah, but I'm glad.
I'm happy.
Thanks. Now everybody's gonna make sure I do it. Now I have to jump in. Oh gosh.
Ooh, that's cool.
That's like life advice though. Just jump in and do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
You look at me and you look at her and you realize there's the age gap, and that thought process didn't even really register initially. It was, oh, wow. Want me to dunk you?
No.
No.
Mess up the makeup.
For everything to snowball to get to the point where we're sitting here now, having been married for about a couple years, year and a half.
Yeah.
No, I've won the lottery.
That's dedication and the love. The love.
No, you can't do the
You
top.
can't do the top row.
Oh, you can't.
You put it back on the top.
The age difference scared me, and I was terrified of what everybody else would think. And now it doesn't matter. People still look. People stare at us sometimes. People make comments. It doesn't really bother us now, but it did.
I just have a question for you. Who's making comments? Like,
So they don't make comments like, yo, man, what you doing with the old guy? It be those stares, those eyes, like, is he really with her? Oh my gosh.
or is that your dad?
Is that your dad?
Or,
That's
or
the
grandpa?
insulting. That's the insult. So that's your
Yeah.
father? The grandfather? They
But
want
are
to question it.
Are they purposefully like?
They want to know.
They want to know.
It's interesting. See, is that guy? Larry. I know Larry. Larry got daughter that age.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So they're just being nosy.
yeah.
So my family was the hardest to tell just because I was afraid of what they would think. I did eventually tell them all.
Concerns that I possibly had were the difference in the age is what's going to happen with finance.
So that's her parents?
Did the parents actually look younger than her?
I know.
They look pretty good. Sure.
They look like her age.
Yeah. They'll be sisters and brothers.
See, looks are deceiving.
Right.
They're very deceiving.
Financial stability going down the road. Who's going to be taking care of who?
There's a difference between someone at 20 and 50, which is where their current age gap is in their 20s and 50s, compared to being married and then all of a sudden it's 50s and 80s. And that is a little concerning because you're in a different place in your life. You know, you're going to be more of a caregiver when you're kind of in a prime zone.
I don't agree with what she's saying. Okay, so she's 20s, he's 50s. She gets 30, it's going to be 60, 40, 70, 50, 80.
I mean, honestly, it just don't matter. I think they just calculated people's life longevity. Like he may outlive her.
60, 90.
He
When
may-
you're 60,
Listen, he may outlive her. They're saying like she's promised to outlive him. That doesn't work that way.
life doesn't work that way.
Nope. So as long as it doesn't work that way, you can't tell. Like you can get the best years of your life in that 20 years gap, and the other 50 don't even matter.
Yeah.
I know for the other years of my life, it don't matter until now. Because this is now. Now I have to go past this point. So it's about when they met and where they go from there and how she feels in this current. Maybe the next 10 years she may feel different. But right now, she's running with Larry.
Possibly, I was very concerned about her not having children and perhaps being alone. Plus, he's older than us, so what if we're all gone?
So my brother Jimmy, he took it the hardest with Larry and I being a couple, and it really upset me because I was expecting him to take it totally different. Like I just thought that he would accept it and understand.
She did not tell me the age gap, so it was a bit of a shock for me walking into the house when you see a 50-year-old dude with your sister who's 24. Like, what is going on right now? Didn't like him at all at first. It was just definitely weird. But I saw my friends would constantly like, yo, your sister's like so beautiful. What is she doing with someone so much older than her? Does he have money? He's not rich and he's older. I mean, like at least get a Bill Gates or something so I can get a boat out of this. I need something. There was none of that. However, it turns out he is a great guy.
See right there, they just showed you all the stereotypes, all the prejudices you can find. Like he say, wait a minute, he's not rich, he's twice her age, he's this, he's that. He's acting as if that's set himself up for a date with Larry.
Right.
That's his relationship. That's not theirs. That's his. He's got to figure it out. You know, you got the knight in shining armor. He was probably projecting that. And I understand you got a sister, though. You don't want certain things, but that's you not wanting that.
Right.
You know, that's you. That's you should be happy for where she is, what she wants in her life.
I think as long as, you know, even like with my brother, he just wants to know that I'm still gonna have a relationship with him regardless. I think that they get, especially when they're younger, your brother's younger than you, they want to just know they're going to still continue to be able to have a relationship with you. Because
Yeah, I think though when you start to talk like this, you start thinking you got it figured out for another person. I think you run them into a wall.
yeah,
Meaning that that's the people who normally end up in those abusive relationships. they don't get to experience life as they struggle through it. Yeah, either they had kids too early or had kids too late. You know, it's the timing and the factoring here seems to be perfect. She can still go to school, finish her life, her career. Larry would still be waiting at home with his Social Security. I think, don't worry about it, baby. I did the dishes.
It seemed to me like they liked the same things. I had no troubles with that, and I'm just glad that they managed to get together.
So I have a YouTube channel, and actually for the first year, I did not mention Larry at all. I kept it all Harry Potter related and beauty related. I didn't want anybody to know, just because the world is, it's kind of judgy. Usually I'm surrounded by Harry Potter merchandise, and I'll just get ready and I'm looking at it and talking about it, and it's kind of how we do it. My husband is the fixer, upper, and the builder, not me. So I didn't bring him up in my videos at all, and people got really curious about us. And when I did finally bring him up, people were so supportive. Are you nervous? Aww. Okay, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Is my #1 most requested.
It was pretty smooth, right?
Yeah.
I was good. I kind of got caught up into it. I was like, I was following along with it. So I forgot where I was at.
Yeah, it was very natural looking to me. It looks like he really supports her in her endeavors.
Yeah, I mean, he's involved in it. He's actually, having her YouTube channel push further along. He's kind of, an intricate part of it. Yeah. And so that's what you need. That's just a support system. See, maybe another guy her age probably wouldn't adapt to that. He probably would have been more like, I got to do my own thing. Can't you do it yourself? I'm busy. I'm at work. I don't have time for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then, she needs that little bit of space to grow, or a lot of space.
A lot of space.
Did video for literally the last. Obviously, as you can tell, we do have an age difference, and I had so many lovely supportive comments, which made me so happy because I don't want to hide Larry. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Harry Potter haul.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think she doesn't want to hide Larry? What do you think that's about?
She's in love.
Do you think she just wants to broadcast it out, or do you think she just wants to just be regular in relationship like everybody else and just?
That's the problem is I smell that she hasn't been in very many relationships, so she don't know what that's like. And people are trying to direct her into having many relationships and trials and tribulations, and they don't really understand what she wants because she saved herself. She probably saved herself for that one guy. No matter if he's old or young or whatever he is, Larry's the guy.
He's the go-to.
Larry has had a vasectomy. Actually, he had it almost around the year that I was born, which is kind of funny. And before we got married, I completely knew that he couldn't have children, and I was okay with it. We had talked about it. Larry didn't really want to have children. He was retiring, and I was okay with that. And then about a month before we got married, I went into panic mode thinking, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm getting married now. I'm supposed to have a family. And the urologist that we're going to see, his name is Dr. Stein, right? Mm-hmm. He specialized.
So he had a vasectomy, but she wants to have kids.
Just like I was just saying, it's like, whatever you want.
So, how does that work?
I think Larry made a bad move. He gave up on life too early. Because it would have been amazing making kids with her.
Yeah.
Amazing. Larry here would start turning back black.
She said she wants kids.
Right. So now he's going to figure out a way to make that happen.
I see this happening.
Somehow, all's not lost.
Specializes in reversals. So he's not just a urologist. He specializes in the reversals and the vasectomies. We're meeting him basically to see if the reversal is even an option for us. Feeling a little nervous about the appointment. I'm excited to hear what they're gonna say, but I'm nervous for the outcome. Thank you.
Thanks.
You had one child with a prior partner.
Yes.
You had a vasectomy after that one,
That's correct.
25 years ago. Now, you've been together for a long time, 7 years.
Yeah.
And why did you wait so long?
Right before we got married, I was okay with not having children.
I always say, if you knew that this was going to work, but that you were going to give birth to a 14-year-old, would you still want to do it?
I probably would, but knowing myself as a 14-year-old, that's scary.
Are you going to have sperm in your semen? I think you probably are. Are you going to cause a pregnancy? That's the stretch. In other words, over the 25 years, despite that nodule, has there been anything else going on? They're here for a baby. So you're evaluating a couple. You're not just evaluating one male. She has a pretty high likelihood of getting pregnant by virtue of her youth with artificial insemination using donor sperm. Maybe even if he got sperm back, if his semen quality wasn't as great as it might have been before his vasectomy, she has a better chance than would a 37-year-old partner. And that Larry's in pretty good health otherwise. So he's a pretty good candidate. Whether he wants to take on the challenge of a child when he's 57, only he can determine whether that's something that he wants to be part of his later years.
We're looking at a $6,000 procedure with a recovery.
Right, what you think about that part where they getting that news, and what you think they're thinking about at that point? Like that point.
Is this even possible?
Possible.
Is it? I mean, the doctor seems very optimistic about it, because he stayed healthy and everything. But just knowing, oh my gosh, this is expensive. Like $6,000 to just make one. Just attempt to try to make one.
He's already started in the negative.
In the way negative.
6,000 in negative. Then it'll add up to 6 million in the negative. You're like, I shouldn't have done this.
He's already in debt before he's even started.
I wish it wasn't them crazy. Just get crazy with him and put him on child support. He got child support at 70. Like, oh, I should have done this. I gotta go back to work. Yeah, but I think that he's in good hands, because the one thing I know about women, she's actually driving that car, so she knows she's pretty self-confident in herself, and she knows what she wants, and so she's going to get there by any means. It's something that says something about confident women. They always in the driver's seat.
Always.
See where we're taking us next.
It will not guarantee that the sperm is going to actively flow through, correct? So you're looking at a $6,000 cost with potential loss, the procedure not being effective, versus, I guess, using a sperm donor, which is $2,000, and it is going to work. So he had brought up to Larry that the other options would be, if it's not worth it to do the vasectomy, the other options would be to use a sperm donor or to adopt. It wouldn't be your child.
It's something I need to research. I just don't have all the answers. I would have questions, but I would need to research that before we went any further.
Yeah, which is understandable.
It does smell fresh.
When we go out in public, I used to get so nervous about holding his hand in public or kissing him in public or doing anything in public. So when they see us touching, holding hands, just something as simple as that, it creates a problem, which used to scare me a lot. Now it doesn't. I'm used to it.
Do you think she would even, for you personally, would you consider if you had the vasectomy and there was a $6,000 removal and a $2,000 sperm donor, which would you choose?
Ain't nobody gonna donate no sperm to my wife.
I'm gonna agree on
Not while
that.
we together. No,
Like,
maybe after.
I think the 4,000 extra is an investment into your family because you want to. The reason why you're with that person is because you love that person and that's who you want to bring into the world.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta take that chance. You can't even. Some of this thinking, man. It's like subconsciously, it doesn't happen right away. They're gonna be like, oh man, I knew that's $6,000 because she seems like she's about that money. Like she's like, wait a minute, that's $6,000.
Yeah.
This is an investment. What if that doesn't work? Like she's more on point. I tell you, she's a really strong woman because she's driving a car and making sense. Watching the bank book. My type of woman.
Mm-hmm. She's making sure the funds stay in the house.
And when she shows up, wanting to make the baby, I'll be there.
We went to Home Depot to buy boxes to move things.
Oh, yeah.
And we got to the checkout line, and the cashier said, "Oh, it's so nice Dad's helping you get boxes so you can move your things to college."
Honestly, I was 25 and she thought I was in high school graduating and Dad's helping me pack up for college. And I was like, well, no.
It works. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's none of people's business. Honestly, like, it's really nobody's business.
I think it's fun, like, making people mad. Like, it's like, I got this beautiful girl right here. She got that nice baby skin, and I'm old, and I look old. You mad because I'm old. You just gotta be mad. Get over it, though. Get over it. Maybe you could take a shot, get some, what's that, that stuff they got out here now, that beef stuff. What you call it?
What?
That beef stuff.
The beef.
Beef tallow.
Beef tallow.
Start stretching the skin out. Get those big lips. Blow up.
Get the beef tallow.
Tallow, yeah.
I waited 50 years for Mindy. I don't know how long the ride is going to last, for lack of better, but it was worth the wait.
At the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. You have to follow your feelings.
Yeah.
Extreme love.
That was interesting because I felt like they were, it's like a nice soft couple. It's not.
They're like regular.
Just not too much over the topness going on there. Like, you have some people that I noticed that the younger person is always over the top craziness. It's like guy, he's sitting there just shaking his head like, yeah, honey, yeah, babe, yeah. I don't know if that's for TV, what it can get a bit extreme. This is a calm. She likes that. She's like, she seems to be more calm, more relaxing. She likes to go on walks, go to the beach. Stuff that girls her age is doing the complete opposite.
She wants to start a family.
Settle down, really settle down. That's
she's
really
married
settle down. Yeah, she's married already.
I mean, goodness.
She got purpose in her life right now, and they're trying to bring more purpose in their life. What you think about that?
I mean, I agree with that. I think that
I wish them the best of luck.
They look like a great family.
Oh, and then starting off one, and then out of adoption though, they can't really do it. I would probably adopt though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I would adopt. It's needed because I can't see another man that coming out my wife to 9 months. Nah, I would drive me crazy.
But what if she really wants that experience to be able to?
I'm gonna have to get my son. I would do it like a family member.
Your son?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, a family member, like a close family, like a first cousin, an uncle.
I mean, that makes sense though. That does make
I
sense.
want,
Yeah.
I gotta pick
Because you
who it
want it in
is,
the family.
and she don't have
Yeah.
my bloodline.
Yeah.
So that's
I
different.
see that.
I mean, I know even that's kind of like
Crazy.
I'm not going to pick a whole new. Remember, what's this guy name? Starbucks.
Oh! Starbucks
what if you running in Starbucks
with 500 kids?
Right. That's a change the game moment. But yeah, so you got that opportunity to get a Starbucks or find a family member. I would go with the family member.
I would go with the
Okay.
family member. I think that because there's people. What is that? The mother sometimes does the surrogacy for the husband and the wife.
And it
for
seems
sure.
like they wasn't being total honest because seemed like they was working on that baby from the beginning.
Yeah.
And it wasn't happening, and now it became an issue.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't an issue before because they didn't know. She probably told, hey, after she got married, like, wait a minute, I thought it was going to happen. And it ain't happening like as soon as I thought. Maybe it's some issue here. But
it sounded like she was aware of the vasectomy because she sounded very knowledgeable about what was happening.
She probably read up everything. Women, they on Google. They got everything. I got to find out. Larry's like, well, I just got to check on who this man going to be.
You had to check up on that.
You got to just worry about who's the guy. Like, that's it. Ain't worried about the rest of that.
Catch us next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications.
This is my key.
And this is my G.